Hey guys, welcome to the second episode of Gamers Digest. Be sure to click the annotation above if you haven't seen the first episode of Gamers Digest, and that'll give you a better feel for the show and how it works. But anyway, let's hit the news. There's some new art up on the Blizzard art gallery, and this is the Dark Portal, it looks like, and it's Blood Elf fighting a Draenei, one of my favorites. I'm only going to show you two. I think there's 4 new things up on the Blizzard art gallery, and I'm not really sure what this is. It's an angry flaming dragon, so, you know, angry flaming dragons. They're everywhere, and they're all angry for some reason. I'll definitely put a link in the description to the full Blizzard art gallery below, so be sure to go check that out. And anything I talk about, I'll put a link to it below. In other news, Ragnaros died. Again. The guild synced on Killjade in the EU managed to kill him on the 4.2 PTR. Now, this fight isn't final, so we're not sure if if this is the actual fight that's gonna be on the live realms, but it looks like it was pretty final, and this is most likely what it's gonna be. So, grats to Synced on Killjade in the EU for killing Ragnaros again. Next patch, we're gonna kill Illidan, who's gonna shit out Marigar, and Marigar is gonna barf up Illidan, and that's gonna be the new raid content next patch. If you couldn't tell, I'm getting kind of tired of the recycled content when it comes to gear, bosses, just everything is getting a little old on how they're just continuously recycling old bullshit. I think it's cool they brought Onyxia back for the, the WoW anniversary. That kind of makes sense, that's a big fight. But to bring back, like, every old boss and Deadmines Heroic, that's kind of cool too. But, like, really, like, make something new. Blizzard also released the new Valor Point gear you can get, and don't get too excited, your Valor Points will be converted to Justice Points next patch, so you can't save Valor Points for preparation when this gear comes out, because they'll be Justice Points, so you're going to have to get all your new Valor Points to buy this new gear. I'll put a link up to the table of the new gear, so you can check that out. I'm not going to go over each piece individually, because that would just be retarded. With the 4.2 patch, you're going to have new dailies to do, and you're going to be able to unlock vendors that are going to sell you gear and schematics, and there's 365 gear, so it's good stuff. From what I understand, when you do the Firelands dailies, you're going to get tokens that are actually going to unlock the vendors, and then the vendors are going to sell the items for gold, so it's going to be mainly about unlocking the vendors, not the items, so from what I understand, it's going to be less grindy. If you do all the Firelands dailies, you're going to be able to get this Flame Ward Hippogriff. I don't really understand why Blizzard gives people such cool mounts for doing such dumb things. Like, I don't think this mount should be given away for dailies. This should be a mount that's either a PvP mount, or it should be a PvE boss drop mount, or just some kind of actual achievement. Like, fuck. I don't care if you do 10 dailies. You shouldn't be able to get a mount this cool for doing 10 dailies. It's just so wasteful on Blizzard's part, where they could, if you actually achieve something epic, you should get this mount. You shouldn't get it just because you did some quests. Like, that's pretty lame, Blizzard. My idea is, even if you don't want to have this be a boss drop or something really hard to get, have a Firelands reputation. Like, have a reputation that you get for doing the Firelands raid. And every time you kill a piece of trash or kill anything in the Firelands raid, you get Firelands rep, and then you can buy this mount when you have Exalted with Firelands, because it's going to be really dumb when you see 1 million people with this mount. Speaking of recolored, reused bullshit, here's a whole pile of it. Now, when I first got my Ravenlord, I was pretty stoked, because it was one of the few mounts that had its own original model. It didn't share a model with any other mount, but it looks like that's changing, because this mount's going to drop from Owl's Resort and Firelands. At least Blizzard made this mount somewhat hard to achieve, and you don't do dailies for it, because then I'd be really pissed off. But I kind of like the way this mount looks, so I'm not really that pissed off about it being recolored, but come on, Blizzard, make something new. Fuck. There is one new model coming out, and it's going to be the Firehawk model. Now, this model looks pretty sick. I don't think there's any Hawk model like this. Maybe it's an NPC Hawk they made bigger, but I doubt it. I think this is actually a unique one, so pretty stoked for this. I guarantee it's going to come from PvE, because you can't get something this cool from PvP. It's just, like, against the law. With that being said, there is new Horde and Alliance BG mounts, and these are, for the most part, probably going to come from the achievement system for Rated Battlegrounds. You're probably just going to get these in the mail or something after you do so many Rated Battlegrounds or win so many Rated Battlegrounds and get some achievement, but these are pretty cool. I really like these. These are cool, they look classy, and good stuff on this one, Blizzard. Now, these last 2 mounts are a little more special, because you get these from the Hero of the Horde and Hero of the Alliance achievements. To get this achievement, you have to be in the top 0.05% of your region in Rated Battlegrounds. I'm pretty sure Rated Battlegrounds are region-wide, not BG-wide, because you play against other realms in different battle groups, but I'm not really sure, and no one's really sure, but I have a feeling it's going to be region-wide. And this last mount is just so fucking epic. I mean, dude, this armor, it looks like they spent so much time putting this armor on this Drake. They straight up just fucking copy-pasted this shit. Like, I cannot get over how bad this mount looks for a gladiator mount. Typically, gladiator mounts are good looking, so you have like some motivation to play arena. This just looks retarded. Oh my god, dude. I really hope Blizzard's just trolling us on this, because this is the worst gladiator mount they've ever, like, ever had. This just looks bad. Like, it's just bad. Maybe Blizzard should use the new Firehawk model. That's pretty cool. Or even the Wing Guardian model. That'd be cool too. But of course you have to pay for that. Want a cool mount that they should have put in the game already? Here, pay 25 bucks for it. While I do love the way this mount looks, it pisses me off that you have to buy it with real money. They should use this mount as a PvP mount instead of the piece of shit purple dildo that they're giving out right now. If you couldn't tell, I'm really against paying real life money for any special items or anything. I feel like it's okay with maybe a collector's edition because it's kind of like a one-time thing and, you know, you're getting posters and other cool stuff with it. But it really pisses me off that they're doing this kind of stuff. They know this game's going down the shit, so they're trying to get every little penny they can out of us before we play the next game. You can tell the way the game shifted. On the 4th year anniversary of WoW, they gave us the baby Blizzard Cub. On the 5th year anniversary of WoW, they gave us the Onyxia Whelpling. On the 6th year anniversary of WoW, they didn't give us anything. But guess what? The fucking Lil Ragnaros pet came out on the Blizzard store, as well as the Moonkin hatchling, but they didn't give us a pet for the 6th year anniversary. Now on to the patch notes, and I'm not going to talk about all the patch notes, but only the ones I really care about, and it looks like Elemental Shamans are going to be back next season. They're buffing Elemental Shamans a lot. They're going to be able to run while they cast Lightning Bolt. They're buffing Flame Shock a lot. When you dispel it, they're going to have like 80% haste or something on their next cast of Lava Burst, and it's going to be insane. I know Elemental Shamans aren't very good right now, but they're going to be pretty good next patch, and I don't know if it's just payback for Season 8 why they haven't been so good this season, but I'm definitely not looking forward to Elemental Shamans being back. Now onto a change that only took 6 years to make, and it looks like you're going to be able to switch the order up on your realm and character selection screen. So you're going to have, like, say my main character is Zybak. I'll be able to put it at the top of the character screen rather than at, like, the 3rd or wherever it is. I think it might be at the top, but you're going to be able to rearrange your characters on the realm. So that should be pretty cool. Also, Warriors won't be able to pop Recklessness and Deadly Calm at the same time. I think this is a needed change. If you're unfamiliar with Warriors, Recklessness makes you do a shitload of damage, and Deadly Calm makes all your abilities not cost rage. So, if you pop both these at the same time, you're going to be doing ridiculous damage. This change isn't going to kill Warriors. Most good Warriors don't rely on Recklessness and Deadly Calm to kill someone. It was a really, really ridiculous burst cooldown when you did it. But, man, I'm pretty happy they're doing this. And it's a needed change, because stupid bursts like this needs to be taken out of the game. It just ruins PvP, and it's just really frustrating. But this isn't going to kill Warriors. Warriors are going to be fine. Also, they are nerfing weapon specialization for Arms and Fury, and before you jump to conclusions on this, keep in mind that Warriors do scale better with gear than any other class. Warriors do better as the game goes on because when they get geared up, they're more powerful than other classes when they get geared up just because they're based off weapon damage and they just scale better with gear than anyone else. So keep that in mind before you jump to conclusions on this weapon damage nerf. It's probably just to keep Warriors in line with other classes because I'm sure there's going to be some ridiculous weapon damage on the new Firelands weapons and the PvP weapons. Looks like the 4.2 patch is going to bring 8 new pets for hunters to tame, so yay for hunters. There's a new dev water cooler out, and if you're not familiar with the dev water cooler, it's a new thing Blizzard's doing where they're going to kind of answer questions on the forums and what they think about it and what, you know, all the developers think on certain issues. And this particular one is on talents. And my view on it is, I don't think it really matters if the talent system is complicated or simple. It's obviously better for it to be simple, so I kind of favor the new talents over the old ones. And the reason I don't care is because there's always going to be cookie cutter cookie cutter specs that are just the best. Like, there's going to be the best PvE spec for sure. And there's going to be like 2 or 3 good PvP specs if you're lucky. And even then, there's probably not even 2 or 3. There's probably like 1 or 2. Goblins are having their best deals anywhere racial nerf. Pretty much this nerf is going to mean that you no longer get the best deals anywhere for a faction that you have exalted with or a vendor that doesn't have a faction. So if your vendor doesn't have a faction like Kirintor or Stormwind or blah blah blah, and it's just like an independent vendor, then you don't get a discount, which kind of sucks for Goblins. I'm not really sure why they did that. But the only real change, most vendors have factions attached to them, the most important ones. But the only real change is that you're not going to be able to double up with the Exalted discount and the best deals anywhere. So that kind of sucks for Goblins because you guys were getting a pretty big discount off both of those stacked, but they no longer stack. So the best example is, say I have, as a Night Elf, I'm Exalted with Darnassus and I go and try to buy a Night Saber. And you are a Goblin that is neutral with Darnassus and you try to buy a Night Saber, they beat the same price. There's a new pet in the game files, and this pet is Murkablo, and I have a pretty strong feeling this is going to be the new Blizzcon pet. If any of you guys aren't familiar with Blizzcon, then The BlizzCon pets are, if you go to BlizzCon, on the back of your ticket there's a number that you can type in online. You get a cool little pet, and it's always been Murloc themed. You can also get this pet if you order the BlizzCon stream. The BlizzCon stream is exactly what it sounds like. You can watch BlizzCon from your house, streaming from the internet, and it's pretty good. You can watch anything going on at BlizzCon from your house. If you're bored one weekend, I'd recommend getting it. I'm going to get it, and it's definitely a good use of money. Not really good use of money, but I recommend it. So, yeah, get it. It's fun. You can watch anything at BlizzCon that's going on, any booth, anything, whether it's StarCraft, World of Warcraft PvP, raiding, PvE, panels, anything. It's a good time. I really enjoyed it last year, and you get a cool pet too. So, fun times. Now onto the very popular interview section of the video, and today I'm going to be interviewing Vanguards, who is pretty much regarded as the best ret paladin in the world. I believe he was the highest rated ret paladin in the world in Season 7 and 8. He was rank 1 on Bloodlust for most of the season in Season 8, and just a really good ret paladin. Since Vanguards makes PvP movies, I'm going to play Vanguards 3 while I do the rest of the interview. For add-ons, Vanguards uses Gladius, X-Pearl, Tidy Plates, Interrupt Bar, Omni CC, and Sexy Map. He got Gladiator in Season 7 playing ret paladin, Marksman Hunter, Resto Shaman. He got Gladiator with the same comp in Season 8, as well as many other comps, including Ret Paladin, Holy DK, Resto Shaman, Ret Paladin, Boomkin, Resto Shaman, Ret Paladin, Affliction Warlock, Resto Shaman, and Ret Paladin, Arms Warrior, Disc Priest. He managed to get up to 3,061 rating with Ret Paladin, Unholy DK, Resto Shaman, which is pretty ridiculous. He uses the Razer Imperator mouse, the Razer Lalakosa keyboard, and the Razer Kakarius headset. If he could give his class one ability or change one ability, he would give himself back the Seal of Justice effect, which slowed all of his targets down to 100% speed, aka Feral Druids. We rely on running at like 145% speed, and when Ret Paladins do Judgment of Justice, it slows us down to 100%, so I'm kind of glad it's gone, but I can see why he wants it back. His favorite comp to run is Ret Rogue Priest, and I can see why, because it's a really fun comp to run, really fast-paced, and sounds like a lot of fun. Vanguards has been playing WoW for 2.5 years, and he says the #1 key to success in Arena is communication. I asked Vanguards what he thought about the overall balance of PvP, and he says a lot of specs need adjustments. He says Ret Paladin healing was way too strong in 4.0.6 because of an overpowered ability, but now that overpowered ability is gone, they can't keep up in Arena. He said all Ret Paladins have now is a 2-minute burst cooldown, and they're really behind other classes in utility. Vanguards isn't a big fan of rated BGs and doesn't think they have esport potential because there's way too many bugs, including the MMR bug system where you can play rated BGs and lose and not lose points if you exploit your MMR in a certain way, and I agree with him. Vanguards plays a few other games. He says he really likes single-player RPG games like Mass Effect, and he hasn't had too much time to play recently because he has a full-time job. Vanguards plays a few online games like Defense of the Ancients, League of Legends, StarCraft 1, Diablo 2, and Guns Online. Now that I'm out of questions, I'm going to let you guys enjoy this amazing CC chain that starts off with Silencing Shot, Scatter Shot, Frost Trap, Hammer of Justice, Silencing Shot, and then finally a Nature Swiftness Cyclone. For this week's giveaway, I'm going to be giving away a Razer IronClad. This is one of my favorite Razer products that's come out in a very long time. Not saying I don't like other Razer products, but this is the most innovative they've had in a while. I'm a huge fan. This mousepad is extremely accurate, and it's actually made of metal, so it's very unique, and I love it when I'm playing Call of Duty. All you have to do to be eligible to win this mousepad is thumbs up, favorite, and comment on this video, and I will send a PM to the winner right before next week's episode of Gamers Digest comes out. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and good luck in the contest.